Hey there, how we doing today, Veve and Ecomi community? It is OhmDawg coming at you with a Veve drop tips, and today we will be getting into what works best for me, and in terms of which works best, Aligngate or the one-tap method. So without further ado, before we jump into today's video, we're going to look at our comic drop for Tuesday, and then we will get into everything to the everything from to the back end before we load up to the for the drop, and everything to prepare yourself for that. So without further ado, I'm going to throw up the disclaimer and we'll jump right in the video. This is not financial advice. This video is for educational purposes only. Trading with money involves risk. I'm not responsible for any decisions you make based off this information. Alright, so jumping over to the Veve Twitter real quick, we have the Ultimate Fantastic Four issue number 21. Pretty cool. I don't know too much about this, so make sure y'all check out, someone like The Comic Way or something. You should know a little bit more in depth about these, but very cool additions. We got a T-Rex on the, looks like the ultra rare, or I think, yeah. So without further ado, guys, I'm sorry, that's the uncommon. Without further ado, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into the Veve drop tips. And so what works best, everyone? Is it Aligngate or the one-tap method? So first off, before I go to that, we're going to look at my settings and what I'm doing. So first off, the first thing I'm doing before I drop, at least 30 minutes prior to the drop time, is I'm resetting my router, so make sure I'm getting the best speed possible. And the second thing I'm doing is cleaning anything on my phone, closing any apps, making sure I'm allocating all my data just to Veve at that time. And the third thing outside of the app that I want to use is a Ethernet adapter to hook up to an Ethernet cord to where I could have direct hardlined internet speed straight to the ISP, because I have fiber optic, so I'm technically getting speed of light types of speeds. So another thing we want to do is you want to speed test as well. See if you're not using an Ethernet adapter, is your cell data faster than your Wi-Fi? So you do want to check that. Use speed test by Ookla. That's what I use to check my ping. So next thing we want to do is getting closer to the drop time, I want to overclock my my CPU. So without any root or anything, I'm just using the phone's built-in performance settings. I can switch to high performance, and or I can unlimit the I guess it's more of a governor that's kind of on there. The optimized mode only limits your CPU to 70% of its capacity. So if you can put it in that high performance mode and start, I think it's more like 85 to 95% of your CPU that's being used, especially on these older phones. I'm using a Galaxy S9, by the way. So on these older phones that don't have those, iPhone 13 processors, that might equalize a little bit now that we can allocate more of our processing power into the drops. So another thing before we go in app, I'm going to go look into your settings, and we're going to go to the font style. Alright, so at the font style, as you can see right here, we can shrink and maximize our text size. So when you are minimizing your text size, you're allowing more real estate to be filled in on one certain screen within the Veve app, and you'll see what I mean with that in a second. So now going over to the Veve app, we're now ready. Let's say we're about 10 minutes to drop. So on these older phones, this is the big question. We're going to use the 007 sitting in the store right now as an example. So there's the Aligngate method, and this is composed of using the error message right here and the buy now button and the countdown in order to sort of minimize the time that you are clicking in the, in that 1 second that it's going from 0 to buy now. So you want, you want your order to be filled as fast as possible. So people with faster processors are obviously going to have a little bit more luck with this. It's not going to take as much to do so. But people with older phones, I think this is kind of newer information. I don't know if this is true to 100%, but every time you're clicking, OK on that error message, it's taking away from that processing that should be going on when that buy now hits, and you still have an error message that's being processed within the phone's system or the app's database. So yeah, that's basically the Aligngate method. It works for some people, and I think it's getting kind of harder now. But as we do find out that it could be potentially hindering your speed as to how fast you're getting drops and how fast that buy now button's being refreshed on your screen, all these little factors come into play. And having things like great ping. So I personally, when I'm tethered to my Ethernet adapter, I have 1 ms ping, which is just about as best as you can get. And I think that combined with speed with your processor is really going to maximize your potential to get these drops when they go down. So now the one tap method, which I've gone over recently, we don't have something I could test this on right now within the app because we do not have any drops with a timer on it. But with that being said, this is basically just like a one-click wonder sort of thing. So it's really just a, the clock's counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you'll see 0 for 1 whole second. That 0 will be right there, and as you have to time it basically perfectly. So as the the screen is refreshing, the clock is disappearing, and that buy now is being presented. You basically already want to have your finger going down to press the button at that time, and basically the I don't know if it's a science or anything, but the idea is to, by the time the screen is refreshed, your finger is already pressing that buy now. Henceforth, you get the drop if everything is in a line as well, because this is very variable. A lot of things could, just one little thing could throw off your drop speed. So it's important to have everything in tune. And also with that, I forgot to mention, maybe even 30. I don't like to do this too much, but every once in a while I will if I'm paranoid about it. But I will, I'll back out and refresh the page about 30 seconds before the drop to make sure that my clock is synced up and nothing is, out of whack on my end. So, let's see. Oh yeah, so yeah, fast tap or Aligngate. I think this is certainly something that you think is you're gonna have to do some testing on your end. So you're gonna have to do drops with the tap or do drops with the speed tap Aligngate and see what works best for you. Personally, I've found in the past that the Aligngate has worked best for me, but as of recent times, in the past, about week and a half, I have been doing the one tap method, and I've been 100% accurate with that currently. Moving forward, being able to just one click it and get that drop within that time frame. So that is pretty much all I have for everybody today. We did just want to go over the pros and cons of both, and also wanted to get on here and update kind of my last drop tips video, because the last one I didn't really include the one tap method because I was right just about the time that I started doing that. I think I didn't even do a single one tap method before last video. So after I filmed and posted that last video, I started trying that, and that was working. So now I'm here sharing it with y'all. With that being said, everybody, this is OhmDawg coming at you with another Veve drop tips, Aligngate versus the one tap wonder method. So I will catch you guys in our next Omi price action update that drops tomorrow. We will see you guys in the next one. I appreciate every single one of you dropping by. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. OhmDawg coming at you. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.